Welcome to Caching Waves. This is an Elliott Wave update for HBAR. In this video, I'm going to start from the daily time frame, work my way down to the 1 hour time frame, and show you my expectation for price moving forward if we are in alt season. If you watched last video, we were expecting a pullback here for a 1-2 of 1 lesser degree, but we'll start from the largest time frame since our low at 00914. Have this as wave 1 and 2. We then had a 1 and 2 of 1 lesser degree from this wave 1. Another wave 1 and 2 of a lesser degree than this wave 1, and we're working on another one too. Now, if this plays out, I'm not saying it's going to, I'm just explaining how this works. We're looking for a larger third wave and compared to this first wave 1 of the largest degree if we've bottomed. It's important to note that our targets for a third wave is the 1.618 extension, which is extremely high at $30. I'm not saying it's not possible to happen, but I'm being a little bit more realistic here. And if these are 3 nested 1-2s, right now my third wave target in blue is at $3. So I'm going to zoom down into this 1 hour time frame to show you the wave count off this wave 2 low. So just keep in mind how many degrees we're working off of. People don't tend to believe these wave counts until it's way too late, but just realize there's a possibility of 4 nested 1-2s, which would in turn be an extreme wave 3, where we can get that move to $3. Now, right now, we've already passed the 618 and the 1-to-1 of the first wave 1 of 1 lesser degree. That's where we were looking for a wave 1 to finish. We didn't get much of a retrace, but because that's fitting the most ideal guidelines on the daily time frame, that's the count I have for our wave 1 there, which in turn would put extensions too high for our standard expectations of around 60 cents, which would then lead us to believe that we're going to hit extended targets at the 2.618 extension of the first wave 1 off of 2 of the blue degree. Okay, if this is complicating, I'll try and simplify things as much as possible. Now I'm going to go to my blowfin chart for my count. Now I have 2 counts on the go. First of all, off that low, have this as wave 1 and 2. Very shy retracement. Have this as the next wave 1 and 2. Either complete now, and we're working on wave 2 in yellow, or we need one more push to complete this 5-wave move. This is a very difficult counting here, and I can count it 2 different ways, which is just making you aware of both counts, and I'll explain invalidation levels for those. Now, if our wave 2 is complete in yellow, which is very possible, our next expectation for our wave 3 in blue, we're looking for a 5-wave move here in yellow, would be up at 122. That's our third wave target, the 1.618 extension of this wave 1 off of wave 2. From there, we would go straight there basically up until the end of the week, right? But if this 5-wave move is not complete, again, I can count this multiple different ways. We look for one more move to the upside, then our wave 2, then we go for this third wave. Target's the same. It's just, where do we pivot from? That's the question. So there is one other count, and then I'll explain the entries. The other count, but this one would be extremely bullish, would be, I can count this as a triangle. So I have multiple counts here. This would be if we came deeper and invalidated this second 1-2 as labeled previously. If we invalidate that level, we would most likely be completing a larger 1-2 where we got an extended 5th wave compared to this 1 through 3. And we'd be looking for an entry here for a larger wave 3. But that would be even more bullish just because the targets are so high. So going with the more realistic of the 2. So how I've played this, I have entries from down here, so I've just been raising my stops as we go. But if this is our standard 1-2, we just put on our Fibonacci retracement tool, which is taken from the beginning of this wave 1 off the top of wave 1. If we get that move to the upside for this green 1-2, we would just adjust those. But right now, in alt season, you don't get a lot of deep retracements. So we could be technically complete now, but if you're using guidelines, you DCA in the 236382 and the 50 in alt season. That's what I would do. Standard guidelines would be the 50 and the 786, but we tend to really not get those if you've been paying attention in alt season. But my stops right now are past the 66% of this wave one to the upside. That allows me the golden zone trade, but if I get stopped out, I'd be more likely to count this as our wave one top and looking for a wave two before a third wave. Now you need to be a little bit versed in Elliott wave to understand these, but basically the trade setup is if you decide to enter now, stop past the 66, you're going for that $3 mark, right? Pretty straightforward. Or if you want to leave the most amount of room, you'd put your stop at the invalidation level, which is at 12.516 cents. And again, targeting $3, which right now, if you gave the maximum amount, is a 15-to-1 trade setup. That's leaving the maximum amount of stop and room and most amount of patterns to play out before it becomes invalidated. So we'll see what we get, whether we get one more move down and a pullback, or if we just launch from here. Unclear. But if you want daily updates, I update this once or twice a week. I do have a private Discord. Link is in the description. It's cashingwaves.com. In there, I give my trade ideas as well as cover several assets. I make 4 to 5 member videos a week as well, going in depth on the counts. And as you can see in the top left, there's also that Blowfin exclusive link you see. And that's where if you sign up through the link in the Discord, you get 20% rebate for life on your trading fees on Blowfin. It gets submitted to your account within 3 hours of opening or closing a trade, as well as a 10% cash back. So you can click the link and see the deposit bonus. But if you're not interested in the membership, you can also use the YouTube sign-up bonus. You get 5% rebate for life on your trading fees, as well as the 10% cash back. All right, guys, as for YouTube, these are the assets I cover. I cover them if I have time. Most of my time is spent in the Discord. And if you want to get involved, again, the link's in the description. Other than that, hope to see you in the Discord.